What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for the NXT review for NXT last night, here February 20th, 2019 episode. Johnny Gargano versus the Velveteen Dream for the NXT North American Championship, as well as Aliester Black versus Roderick Strong. Two NXT TakeOver worthy matches, in my opinion. Both of these matches were great. In between, we had a Mia Yim versus Xia Li match, which I don't think anyone really cared about. Plus, we heard words from Mr. Matt Riddle and what his plans are in NXT now, and we also had an announcement for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic returning, and quite honestly, I'm not surprised. Last year, around this time, we had a Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic announced, which led to the finals being Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong versus the Undisputed Era versus the Authors of Pain, I believe, in a triple threat match because it was supposed to be the Authors of Pain versus the Undisputed versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. The winner would have faced the Undisputed Era at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Undisputed Era got involved, and this all led to Roderick Strong joining the Undisputed Era. This year, they have announced 4 names, and we'll get to that as we do. But holy hell, that main event. That main event was absolutely spectacular, and with the fallout from this show, and we'll talk about in a minute, we will speculate on what is going on for the next set of tapings, which were also done last night at Full Sail, and we will take a guess of what we might see going into NXT Takeover New York, which I believe Marvin Allen did officially call it NXT Takeover New York. So any name speculations, it is NXT Takeover New York. We had Roderick Strong versus Aliester Black. This was a great match. This was, again, I would love to see this as a one-on-one match at an NXT TakeOver. This was definitely a great way to start this show. Strong with the immediate takedown, tries to keep Black down, doesn't last long, both on their feet. Black with knees to the midsection, back elbow, low kick to the head. Strong with a kick, but gets hit with a spinning back elbow. German suplex with a bridge, 2 count. Black gets dumped onto the floor. Strong with a wrecking ball drop kick, knife edge chop, then a back suplex on the stairs. Black gets tossed back in the ring. I'm telling you right now, I've said it before about other things, but I'll say it for this too. You could not pay me enough to take a backbreaker from Roderick Strong. Period. Not one. I don't care what kind it is. You cannot take, like, he's called the Messiah of the backbreaker for a reason. This guy's backbreakers look the stiffest I've ever seen. Strong trying to wear down the opponent. The Black's back. Black whipped into the corner. Low drop kick sends Black out to the floor and then gets jammed back first into the ring, both in the ring, and then end up on the top rope. Strong looks for a superplex, but no. Black slips under for a powerbomb. Goes to try and hit the powerbomb, but his back gives out. Strong looks for a superplex, but no. Black slips it under for a powerbomb. Nope. Strong reverses into another backbreaker. Back and forth strikes Black with a low dropkick. Kip up. Moonsault off the second rope. Lands clean. Black with a kick to the head. Brainbuster. And when I mean he spiked with this brainbuster, he picked him up for the brainbuster and he leaped up and spiked Roderick Strong with this brainbuster for a 2 count. Strong with a few kicks of his own, pop-up gutbuster, but Black returns fire with a jumping knee strike. Black looks for a golden moonsault to the outside. Strong stops him, both on the apron. Strong sends Black neck first into the ring post. Strong with a step-up knee strike, plants his opponent into the mat. Cover 1-2. Strong lifts Black, who lands on his feet. Black mass out of nowhere for the 1-2-3. Aliester Black wins by pinfall. Post-match, the Undisputed Era comes out. First, Kyle O'Reilly, who eats a Black mass immediately. So Strong and O'Reilly are out. So Cole and Bobby Fish attack Aliester Black until Ricochet makes his way out. They clear out, and Ricochet and Aliester Black stand tall. Now, they only announced 4 teams for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and Red Dragon, the former Red Dragon of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were the 2 for the Undisputed Era announced for this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. What I can see this being is a way to get Roderick Strong, not Roderick Strong, but Ricochet and Aliester Black versus the Undisputed Era in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. It could be a semifinals, it could be the finals. I could see that Aliester Black and Ricochet are made a team and they make it to the finals to face off against the Undisputed Era. Last week, we get a show of Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, and Marina Shafir in the locker room as they talk to Rachel Ellerling, which I'm just going to say it right now. Rachel Ellerling should have been signed to WWE's Performance Center 2 years ago for the Mayhem Classic 1. What took them a year and a half? A year and a half to sign this woman when she should have been signed 2 years ago. And it looks like she's not Rachel Evers anymore. They're going back to Rachel Ellerling, which honestly I think they should. Nothing wrong with having her family's name being presented. So, they do a promo for Bianca Belair, who talks about how she should have won the title at TakeOver against Baszler. She then takes mention of Kairi Sane and Io Shirai coming along and thinking they are just going to get a title shot next. She says, no, you're going to have to wait till I'm done and I won the NXT Women's Championship. If they get in her way back to the title, she'll take them out, the duo out, because she still says she is undefeated, even though she's not. So, definitely great to see Bianca Belair in her natural role of being a cocky heel instead of the babyface they tried to portray her as. I don't see her getting the NXT Championship match Women's Championship match title shot at TakeOver New York. That is going to go to probably Io Shirai or Kairi Sane. More likely Io Shirai, where Io Shirai will win. And in the end, we would have Io Shirai take on Bianca Belair at the TakeOver after. That's just probably going to be Money in the Bank weekend like they did last year, which I have no problem with that. We do need 5 takeovers. I think 4 is not enough. They didn't answer the next in 2. They did show a highlight of Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano, Ricochet, and Aliester Black show up on Raw and SmackDown. Then we go to, in 2 weeks, Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic returns, Undisputed Era, Forgotten Sons, the Street Profits, and Marcel Barthel and Fabian Aichner have been announced for the tournament, with 4 other teams to be revealed next week. The winners of this year's tournament will face the War Raiders for the titles at TakeOver New York in April. So I have a feeling that the entire tournament was done at this last set of taping, the next set of tapings, which happens coming up. I have no clue. Miriam versus Xia Li. Not a very long match here. Miriam gets dropped on her neck for the 1-2-3 off of a okay, so yeah, Miriam wins really quick match here. Post-match, though, Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke all attack Yim. Out comes Lacey Lane and others to attack the group. They say it doesn't work, though, as they all get dropped. Shafir Duke continue to beat up Yim. Baszler taunts Yim with the title and then nails her with a big knee to the face, and that was that. Backstage, Gargano's getting ready for his match. Candice LeRae, who's been conspicuously absent from wrestling in NXT since TakeOver Aftermath for War Games. That was the last time she really wrestled a match. Candice talks to him a bit, and then we see she's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And it's Tommaso Ciampa. LeRae asks. He says, "He's here." Ciampa says if Gargano needs him, he's here. Gargano says he won the title on his own and will just be fine on his own. He heads off with LeRae, and Ciampa just says with a smile, "I'll be watching." Jeremy Borash, which I'm gonna say this right now. I've watched Impact Wrestling TNA since 2002, 2003, 2004, that time. And seeing Jeremy Borash there for majority of the entire time, well, up until like last year. Seeing Jeremy Borash in a WWE sanctioned anything is still something I gotta get used to. He talks with Matt Riddle about his arrival to NXT and the fact that if you go to the YouTube page, WWE Performance Center, they have a mini-series called NXT Arrival, and it's all over Matt Riddle. Dealing with Cassius Ohno, Riddle says he's really glad he's done with Ohno, so now he can focus on what's important. He said 2 weeks ago he tapped out Drew Gulak, and that's just the beginning. And he says his goal is to win the NXT Championship, the North American Championship, any championship to get his hands on. Due to what happened early in the show, Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler will happen next week on the show, so that's going to be something to look forward to. We move on to the main event, which went 22 minutes. Johnny Gargano versus the Velveteen Dream for the North American Championship. There was a lot of people coming out of the tapings who said they didn't know how this match was going to end. And that just led me to believe that they did what they should do for any championship match happening, that the championship could change hands. And that taped 2 endings. they taped at least 2 to 3 endings for this match. So people who left weren't like, yeah, Velveteen Dream won the championship, yeah, or Velveteen Dream didn't win the championship. That is smart, and I think that should be the way they do this going forward. I can't do justice to this match, so we're just going to get to the end of this match. Gargano heads to the top. Dream is able to slow him down. Gargano with some headbutts, but gets punched in the face. By the way, Gargano got slapped twice in this match by the Velveteen Dream, and I swear these were some stiff slaps. The first one in the middle of the ring, he just slapped him. Like Mauro Ranallo and Percy Watson and Nigel McGuinness and the crowd all gasped with how hard he got slapped. It literally, you could hear. I'm surprised he didn't lose a tooth with how hard it looked like he got slapped. Dream heads up, looks for an avalanche Dream Valley driver. Gargano tries an elbow his way out of it. No luck. Dream hits it. Cover 1, 2, nothing. Kick out. Dream heads back to the top rope. Gargano rolls out of the ring. Dream leaps out and gets caught with a super kick. Sent into the stairs. Suplex on the ramp. Dream thrown back into the ring. Gargano with a slingshot DDT. Looks for it, but only gets a 2 count. Crowd thought that was definitely it. Gargano throwing big forearm. Dreams with a super kick, but Gargano hits him with a discus clothesline. He looks for the super kick, hits it, but Dream recovers as he looks to go for the running out of the corner super kick. Dream Valley Driver 1. Then he rolls through like when John Cena rolled through against AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble in 2017. He hit an attitude adjustment and rolled through again, hit another one. Same thing here. Dream Valley Driver keeps hold of his arm, rolls through again. Dream Valley Driver runs up. Purple Rainmaker 1, 2, 3. Velveteen Dream is your new North American champion. Post-match, we see Ciampa looking on as he's heading up, looking not too happy about what happened with Johnny Gargano, and he leaves as Dream celebrates in the ring as Gargano makes his way back up the ramp. I called this being like, I knew that Johnny Gargano was not going to hold the North American Championship for very long. There was no reason for him to hold the championship for very long. I have a feeling that they've been teasing it for a while, and this would be the perfect way to set up the championship match for NXT TakeOver New York. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, even on Monday and Tuesday, they wrestled tag team matches. So we're going to reform DIY for a little bit. We're going to get that reformation that everybody's been like pitching and wanting to have happen. They're going to be in the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic. And it's only going to be, 3 rounds? Yeah, 3 rounds. So they're going to probably lose they're probably going to win the first match, but they're going to lose the second match. Gargano is going to get attacked by Ciampa. I have a brain rot for a minute, but he's going to get attacked by Ciampa after the match. He's going to fight him off, and he's going to take him out, and then that's going to set up for their match at TakeOver New York. When that happens, when the actual confirmation happens, I'm hoping it's going to be Regal coming out and announcing it. This is something that's big and needs to happen, and he needs to actually come out instead of like, oh yeah, this match is going to happen in NXT TakeOver New York. I think they've been doing the social media thing way too much. I mean, if it's a match announced for NXT itself, that's fine. But a big match like this needs to be confirmed on NXT TV with William Regal himself. I don't know if William Regal's okay or anything, if like he's sick or something. We haven't seen much of him, which is fine. We don't always need to see Regal. But a big match like this, when it actually gets called, definitely needs to be made official on TV and not via social media. Where does Velveteen Dream go? Velveteen Dream, I can see not Velveteen Dream, but Adam Cole has been wanting to get the North American Championship back since he lost it. I honestly think that it's going to come down to Matt Riddle and Adam Cole fighting out, because Matt Riddle even said in his interview that he wants any championship. Obviously, the NXT Championship is going to be occupied with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. So Matt Riddle, which it would be interesting to see Keith Lee and Matt Riddle because they're friends. It'd be interesting to see those two put in a tag team and in the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic. Do I see that happening? No. But I think that'd be really cool to see the bros, Keith Lee and Matt Riddle going for the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic. But then it'd be like those two have to win. But I can see that when all things are said and done, Matt Riddle and Adam Cole will probably be facing off sometime in the next set of tapings, or if there's a taping after, in which we see those two face off, and the winner faces the Velveteen Dream at NXT TakeOver New York. Definitely going to be an interesting thing. Let's see here. We have a month and a week, right? Yeah, we have 5 weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks. Or 6 weeks. We have 6 weeks left, right? Yeah, about 6 weeks left until NXT TakeOver New York. So there's a lot still to be focused on. There's still a lot to do. We have so much to get ready for, and I cannot wait. This is your NXT review. What a great show. Definitely a great way to end the shows. Usually, by the time we get to this last set of tapings, which this was only 3 weeks, we usually get 4 weeks, and this time we only got 3, just because it was a stopgap. This was the stopgap to WrestleMania weekend. Everything from here on out is building towards NXT TakeOver New York. Let's see what happens there. I don't know if they did 6 weeks. If they did the normal 4 weeks, that leaves 2 weeks left starting after this. So they're going to have another set of tapings, and we will have things more settled down by then. But what a good show. If you haven't seen Aliester Black versus Roderick Strong or Johnny Gargano versus Velveteen Dream, you need to see these matches. Now, hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. I will see you guys Saturday for Unscripted, which will be on at its normal time. Find me on Twitter at TheFrance, and find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. I will see you guys then. Have a good one, and take it easy.